The energetic alchemy of the twin flame experience. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. Welcome to the New Cosmic Knowledge channel. Welcome back. Another episode of Broadcast Excellence here today. We just got off the air with Sovereign Key. That was a very interesting, very far-reaching interview. I encourage you to go watch it, and I do encourage that you would watch it as well. Very powerful stuff, very interesting stuff, and very, very thought-provoking. And I'm trying to provoke my browser window to move over, but it doesn't want to deal with me. So anyway, I am learning. 4 months ago I didn't know anything about twin flames and was very, very comfortable with that. Thought it silly, ridiculous, far-fetched, fantastical. Now I find myself of a different opinion, and I find myself advocating and encouraging everyone to earnestly seek a twin flame experience. In my interview just now with Sovereign Key, she made her point well known that she believes that they're very rare. And I believe she's right. But something within me says they don't have to be very rare, even though they are. I think that they want us to be, they being the gods, they want us to be in twin flame relationships, because twin flame relationships are the best way to facilitate the creative alchemy that the gods want us to participate in this day and age. I believe that we are living in a world where the former god of this world, that one who was masquerading as Yahweh, he wasn't Yahweh. He was a pretender. He has been debased, deposed. He's been kicked out. That has created a leadership void, and it's a leadership void that we are being encouraged by other deities. And yes, I said other deities, as I believe we are deities, developing deities. We're being encouraged by other deities. We're being offered help from other deities. We're being encouraged by other off-world entities, astral entities, extraterrestrial entities, interdimensional entities. I think it's a turning point. And even though, as Commander Spock says, that history is replete with turning points, I believe that we are at a turning point, and this is a turning point that we can leverage to not only our advantage, and I'm always for leveraging your advantage, guiding your spirit, mastering your ascension, being your own guru. I also believe that we can leverage this on a planetary and at least a sector-wide. You see how I carried the Star Trek thing through? A sector-wide rebirth, a sector-wide regeneration, a sector-wide revival, if you will, of the will and intent and purpose of the original creators, of whom we are their children. And I believe that twin flame spirituality is the best way, the most efficient way for us to facilitate the type of creative energy and power that we need to manifest in this day and age. And as Sovereign Key was sharing with us just on the last show, and I hope that you'll watch that, and it literally ended maybe 10 minutes ago. I'm a little turned up, can you tell? In the third day of a fast and feeling better than ever. But she made the statement, and it resonated with me in a very positive way, that we are being asked to do a lot of work in a very short time. So things are compressed, things are condensed, things are coming at us hot and heavy, things are coming at us fast and furious. Some of us, and some of us that are very, very spiritual and very, very powerful and very, very intuitive, are being overwhelmed at times. Fatigue, frustration. We're being hit by a lot, and that's because, especially if you're involved in twin flame spirituality, you're being asked to do a lot in a very short time. Sovereign Key offered her opinion that it should take about 1,000 years, and we're asked to do it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 7. So it's a compressed schedule. So if you're in a twin flame relationship, or when, I'm going to be hi, Prashni, so nice to see you. I'm going to be very, very optimistic when you get into a twin flame relationship, because I think they're out there for each of us if we can just believe in them, manifest them, and receive them. And when you get into a twin flame relationship, there's some alchemical properties that are available to you that are not available in, let's say, standard relationships, normal relationships, regular relationships. And the question has to be asked, can you start your own twin flame? Can you spark your own twin flame if you're in a relationship that's not that and you're not of a mind to leave it? Can you spark a twin flame in an existing relationship? I'm going to write that down because that sounds like a good show. Can you spark a twin flame in an existing relationship? That's a really interesting question. I'd like to talk to some twin flame experts about that. But when you get in your twin flame relationship, as I've learned, as I read, and as I listen to a lot of experts that know a lot more about it than I do, I know just enough to be dangerous, but I know I'm in one, so that counts for something. And I know that in our relationship, in my relationship at this point, I'm way up here. I'm wall to wall, treetop tall, 10-foot tall, bulletproof, just full of power, full of vigor, full of energy. And that's kind of the way I've always been. My partner, not so much right now, going through some fatigue, some tiredness. And from what I understand, that's not all that unusual for there to be some type of a misalignment sometimes, because, and as Preshni didn't say this, but she probably would have. Sovereign Key said it's the twin flame thing is so rare for people to arrive at the same place at the same time. And we talked about the overlapping of all the dimensions, and I think she's right. But I still think it can be done. It can be manifest. You're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. You can do it, and it's good for you, and it's good for us. So give it a shot. You come to a place where I really think that most of the time a twin flame is like it's a separated Elohim. I'm coming more and more to the belief that the Elohim might have been a composite being, and this is kind of coming to me as I guess I would have called this a word of knowledge back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but I guess you call it a download now, or just a voice of inspiration, that a true twin flame relationship is a separated Elohim, God, male, and goddess, female, on a spiritual level. Now, it can sometimes be embodied in two women, sometimes embodied in two men. They don't care about this shell, but it's a divine male essence and a divine female essence. And when the two come together, then the whole Elohim is put back together, and the creative power is exponentially manifested. Thank you, Preshni. If Preshni agrees with you, you're on the right track, because she's a very brilliant woman. So when you come together like that, the creative potential is astounding, and we need astounding creative potential right now in this world. We need Oh, Rick and Delaney are both there today. Good to see you, Rick. Good to see you, Delaney. All the Jacksons in the house. So nice to see that, and nice to see you and have you here again. So you get to that place where you can do this tremendous creating, but there's going to be times, when I've discovered it, that one of the partners is not going to be at their tip top, and the other partner is going to be really high, and one's going to be really low, really energetic, really not so energetic. And I believe that I've discovered something today, and this is more of I think this is true. I can't prove it yet, but I think the proof will be forthcoming, that in a twin flame relationship, particularly because it is an energetic reconnection of a Elohim God and an Elohim goddess, I believe that there is alchemical, energetic potential that literally, and I don't mean support and hug and pat on the back and that type of thing. I mean that one of the partners can literally borrow, use, appropriate the energetic energy of the other. So one of the great reasons to get into a twin flame relationship, another one of the great reasons, is because in those inevitable times where you feel like you need a little help from your partner, you can literally get some help from your partner. If I need some energy, I can almost literally drink of my partner's energy. That sounds vampiric. That sounds weird. Well, not if you're both part of an Elohim. And I think it works. I think it's real. And I think it's a very, very powerful reason why we should seek a true flame, a true twin flame relationship. I think every one of us should, because what a beautiful, powerful, alchemical ability to have at your beck and call. And are you ready for this? We as humans, right? We have counterparts in other quantum realities. Dark matter, whatever you want to call it. Thank you, Prashni. Dark matter, whatever you call them. There are other counterparts of us in other dimensions. So the question comes to mind is, are we also twin flames in other dimensions? Or are we coming from other dimensions into this dimension to find each other as twin flames? But the potential remains that you might be able to connect. If you've got different twin flames in different dimensions, you might be able to energetically connect and focus that energy and that power in the particular dimension that you're in. My good friend Halo Marquise, the CEO of MYSTECH, these bands that I wear and these bands that you should get because they changed my life, he goes and talks with the other Halos. Topper said his Spidey sense went off. Said I was streaming again, and here I am. And here he is. Halo says he goes to his other Halos in other dimensions and other quantum realities, and they get together and they work on projects together. And he says he will get things done. And his wife will say, how did you do that? Well, I've got the other Halos working on it. I know it sounds crazy, but I think it's true. And what if you could have other twin flame Elohim gods, twin flame Elohim goddesses working together, and you could leverage, it's like how they do radio towers, right? You could connect, and then you're broadcasting from this network. You could have a twin flame network if there's twin flames in other dimensions. Don't know if there are twin flame manifestations in other dimensions. I think there probably are, but we do know there's quantum manifestations of us in other dimensions. And even if those ones in the other dimensions aren't in the same twin flame condition that we're in, they can still be leveraged and still be manifesting and still be coalescing and directing our energy towards certain goals. Because, I mean, I don't think the chances that every quantum reality is undergoing the same type of disturbances and problems as this one. It seems like when one was up, one would be down, because maybe there's twin flames in the universe as well. So we should be able to leverage and focus the intention and the energy from other quantum realities into the quantum reality that needs the help. And it's a direct correlation to a twin flame relationship, right? Where one person's tired and worn out and the other person's flying sky high. If the one flying sky high in this dimension can give energy to the one tired in this dimension, then why couldn't the dimension that is flying high and doing good help manifest its energy into our dimension that's going through so many difficulties right now? It really does make perfect sense. Energetically speaking, mathematically speaking, spiritually speaking, and the example of twin flame spirituality shows, and it works across this hypothesis that I've just created. So it is mind-blowing. But isn't most of real reality? And isn't certainly most of all spiritual revelation mind blowing? I think it is, ladies and gentlemen. And let's face it, if what you're doing isn't blowing your mind every day, time to do something else. If the relationship you're in isn't blowing your mind every day, if the job that you're in isn't blowing your mind every day, if the life that you're living isn't blowing your mind every day, why would you stay? It's just my question. I want you to live at the very top of your abilities. I want you to have the red needle pegged all the way to the right. I want you pushing the envelopes of your reality, pushing the envelopes of your potentiality. I want you busting your tachometers. I want you moving up to another level. I want you moving into another place, another time, another reality. I want the very, very best for you. And if I have to be stupid, funny, grumpy, lovey-dovey, whatever I got to do to provoke you to take in the proverbial bulls in your life by the horns, putting the pedal to the metal, rocking and rolling, being wall-to-wall, treetop tall, coast to coast, border to border, I'll use anything short of gross stupidity and maybe a little of that too to provoke you to good works. And that's what it's all about. How'd the hokey pokey get in there? The alchemical, what did I name this thing? The alchemy of twin flame energetics. And if you're on your own right now, until your twin flame comes, I don't know that Sandra did any detox fasting vids, did she? Let's take a look, shall we? I do not recall Sandra doing any detox fasting vids. Let's take a look, though, because she did do a great video about conscious parenting. If everyone would watch that who has children in their lives and apply the lessons therein, we would change this world in a single generation. So let's take a look at what Sandra has done on her site. And I want to show you something that's really exciting about Sandra's site. Here's her site, Sandra D. And if you click right here, look at that. It's her website. Raw Reflections, it's an inside job. Tells you about all the services that Sandra offers, gives you the chance to avail yourself of them. Really, really good stuff. I recommend you check it out. But let's see, these videos here about narcissists, empaths, and highly sensitive persons, you've got to watch it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those videos. You've got to watch them. Honor Where You're At, Serpent and Dove, Empower Our Children. This is the one that'll change the world in a single generation. This conscious conversation with Maria Jacoby is fascinating. Where's the rest of her videos? I don't remember any on fasting, but let me see. I could be wrong. Integrity, alignment, healing process. This writing technique, super powerful. The vibration, frequency, and energy series, fantastic. I don't see any fasting, but I'm fasting right now. I'm in my 3rd day, and Sandra does do a lot of intermittent fasting. Sandra is in extremely good physical condition. She's 5'3" and only about 110 pounds, so she can't really do a lot of fasting because she just doesn't have the body fat to support it, and I'm glad of that. So yeah, we try to keep that to a minimum, but there you go. And still very, very interesting stuff on that website. I'm glad we got a chance to look at it. Hello, Anya. Nice to see you. So fast away the negativity. Interesting. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Some perspectives on the alchemy of twin flame energetics. I think it's worth pondering. I think it's worth considering. And I think it was worth the 19 minutes and the 33 seconds to talk about it. Watch the video I just did with Sovereign Key. I've done some other, a couple other really good ones today. I think this is actually video number 6, and we might even return with more broadcast excellence. And until then, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. I'm encouraging you to guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru, ask questions, question answers. Remember, you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. And only you can unindoctrinate yourself.